My name is Maria Bob. And today we are going to learn about the topic different learning methods. And these are the type of learning methods. The first one is supervised learning, the unsupervised learning, semi-supervised learning, reinforcement learning, online learning, and supervised learning. What is supervised learning? In supervised learning, the trained data provide to machine work as a supervisor that teaches the machine to predict the output correctly. Supervised learning is a process of providing input data as well as correct output data to the machine learning model. The aim of the supervised learning model is to find a mapping function to map the input variable with the output variable. In supervised learning, models are trained using labeled dataset where the model learns about each type of data. Once the trained process is complete, the model is tested on the basis of text data and then it predicts the output. Example, it is a cat or a dog. Image classification is a popular problem in the computer vision field. Here the goal is to predict what class an image belongs to. In this set of problem, we are interested in finding the class label of an image. More precisely, it is image of a car or a cat or a dog. Unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning is a machine learning technique in which models are not supervised under the training data. Instead, models itself find the hidden pattern and insight from the given data. It can be compared to learn which data which take place in the human brain while learning new things. Unsupervised learning is a type of machine learning in which models are trained using unlabeled dataset are allowed to act on that data without any supervision. And the goal of unsupervised learning is to find the underlying structure of dataset, group that data according to similarities and represent that data in a compressed format. The examples are hidden Markov model, pattern recognition, natural language processing, data analytics, etc. Semi-supervised learning. Semi-supervised learning is a type of machine learning algorithm that represents the intermediate group between semi-supervised and unsupervised learning algorithm. It uses the combination of labeled and unlabeled dataset during the training period. Although semi-supervised learning is the middle ground between supervised and unsupervised learning and operates on the data that consists of few labels. It mostly consists of unlabeled data as labels are costly, but for the corporate purpose it may have few labels. In this algorithm, training data is to combine of both labeled and unlabeled data. However, labeled data exists with a very small amount, while it consists of huge amount of unlabeled data. Example: supervised learning is where a student is under the supervision of instructor at home and college. Further, if the student is self-analyze the same concept without the help of a instructor, it come under unsupervised learning. Under semi-supervised learning, student have to revise itself after analyzing the same concept under the guidelines of a instructor at the college. The next one is reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is a feedback machine learning technique in which an agent learns to behave in an environment by performing the act and actions and seeking the result of actions. For example, for each good actions, the agent give positive feedback and for each bad action, the agent give negative feedback of penalty. In reinforcement learning, the agent learn automatically using feedback without any labeled data. Unlike supervised learning, since there is no labeled data, so the agent is bound to learn by the experience only. Reinforcement learning is a type of machine learning method which an intelligent agent interact with the environment and learn to interact with that how a robotic dog learn the movement of his arm in an example of reinforcement learning. Example NLP, natural language processing. Natural language processing RL can be used to text summarization, question answering, machine translation, just to mention a few. The next one is online learning. Online learning model process one sample of data at a time, thus be significant more efficient both in time and space with a more practical batch algorithm. Online learning is unstable for those problems where samples are presented over time and where the probability distribution of samples is expected to also change over time. There are two ways are to how a machine learning model is trained. A model is trained on new or unseen data. If the performance suffers, the model is then said to be ready to deploy. Scheduled training, which there are newer data is to optimize the model, performs based a new unseen data. Example, have a personalized shopping experience where the model constantly learns the real-time user behavior with an attempt to provide personalized shopping crucial for every customer-centered business. The last one is ensembled learning. Ensembled learning is a technique which uses multiple independent similarities of different models, weak learners to derive an output or make some predictions. An ensemble is an art of combining diverse set of learners together to improvise on the stability and predictive power of the model. Ensemble learning is a process using which multiple machine learning models are strategically constructed to solve a particular problem. Example, the most specific example of ensemble learning is random forecasting. Type of learning. Word-based ensemble learning. You can train your model using diverse algorithms and then ensemble them to predict the final output. Bagging. Bagging try to implement similar learning on small sample population and then take a mean of all of the predict. In generalized bagging, you can use different learning on different population. Boosting. Boosting an interactive technique which adjusts the weight of an observation based on last one. If the observation was classified incorrectly, it tried to increase the weight of this observation and vice versa. In general, decrease the bias errors and build strong predictive model. Thank you.